The White Lotus has been a symbol of purity, enlightenment, and immense power.
Ba Sing Se, the Order of the White Lotus is here.
Here to set you free.
Its members, revered for their mastery of various disciplines, have influenced the course of history in ways unseen by many.
Did I ever tell you how I got the nickname, the Dragon of the West?
But have you ever wondered who holds the ultimate power within the White Lotus Society? Who among them is the true master? Well, here's our ranking of the most powerful White Lotus members in the Avatar world.
The White Lotus opens wide to those who know her secrets.
What are you old gas bags talking about?
At number 5 is Master Pakku.
Good morning, Master Pakku!
No, please, march right in. I'm not concentrating or anything.
Pakku is regarded as one of the most formidable waterbenders in the series. Both Aang and Katara's teacher, as well as the waterbenders in the northern tribe.
Katara, you've advanced more quickly than any student I've ever trained.
His mastery of waterbending techniques like lethal water spouts is clean enough to cut through metal, which is quite exceptional. He also has one of the best feats of precision among all waterbenders. During the Siege of the North, he took on dozens of Fire Nation soldiers by himself in quick succession, without taking a single scratch. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see much of him at work. Avatar Aang and the Ocean Spirit stole the show, and basically took out the Fire Nation army single-handedly. I place Pakku so low because he has the worst feats out of all the masters. Not to mention he was caught off guard by Katara, who at this point in time was self-taught.
Fine. You want to learn to fight so bad? Study closely.
I know he didn't take Katara to be a real threat, but I highly doubt any other members would let their guard down like that.
Don't worry, I'm not going to hurt you.
Now kind of feel bad for Katara. She had a very shitty mentor. I mean, being a sexist jerk and all that.
Aren't you gonna fight?
Go back to the healing huts with the other women where you belong.
Even the old blood-bending witch was a better mentor for Katara than Pakku.
That was incredible!
But hey, at least he was funny. At number 4 is Master Piandao. I honestly think everyone is sleeping on Piandao. His story is nothing short of remarkable. Born to firebending prodigies who abandoned him, he grew up in an orphanage. Instead of being all whiny about it, he became a soldier for the Fire Nation and won every battle he fought. After leaving the military, Piandao embarked on a journey across the world, honing his skills under various masters. He became not only the most formidable swordsman, but also the finest swordmaker in the world.
That's an original from Piandao, the greatest swordmaster and swordmaker in Fire Nation history. He lives in the big castle up the road from here.
Piandao returned to the Fire Nation to settle down, only to find himself targeted by his former comrades, who were all defeated. From that moment, the Fire Nation knew better than to challenge him again. He joined and became a very high-ranking member of the White Lotus, and the fact that he's the only non-bender a part of this elite group of benders is very impressive.
I think I'm a little old to be fighting the Avatar.
He helped liberate Ba Sing Se against comet-powered firebenders without any bending, only a freaking sword. I mean, this some David and Goliath type of shit. Besides being a great fighter and a badass mentor, Piandao was also an excellent artist and calligrapher. Master Piandao's influence extended beyond the battlefield, as he imparted his wisdom to notable students like Zuko and Sokka.
Thank you, Master.
Next up, at number 3 is Jeong. This guy is basically an adult version of Season 1 Zuko. He has the anger, the drama, and the scar.
Only a fool seeks his own destruction.
But unlike Zuko, this is all played out seriously.
If a fish lives its whole life in this river, does he know the river's destiny? No!
And honestly, it's stupid. Like, lighten up, buddy, stop shouting every time. You sound like an emotional teenager. That's Zuko's job, goddammit.
You are not ready! You are too weak!
Jeong is a master firebender and formal admiral in the Fire Nation. He was Aang's original firebending teacher.
I will teach you.
Really? That's great!
Seeing how destructive and corrupt the Fire Nation had become, he eventually deserted and was replaced by his apprentice, Zhao.
I can't believe my former master has become nothing more than a simple savage.
It is you who have embraced savagery, Zhao.
It's Admiral Zhao now.
Unlike Pakku, we get to see a lot more action from him, which I found pretty impressive.
It's a trick!
He could create a huge firewall on the river, and this was done without being boosted by Sozin's comet. We also see him do some pretty impressive bending when the White Lotus began taking back Ba Sing Se from the Fire Nation. Now he's very boosted with Sozin's comet. This dude is the real deal. I wish we got to see more of him throughout the series. At number 2 is General Iroh. Yes, I know this will shock some of you, but hey, it is what it is.
Please sit. Why don't you enjoy a cup of calming jasmine tea?
The Grand Lotus himself doesn't take life too seriously, and he tries to be as humble as a man can be.
This monk, did he have an arrow on his head?
But don't be mistaken by his outward vibe.
A long, long way to Ba Sing Se, but the girls in the city, they look so pretty.
Because a monstrous beast lies within. Even though we don't get to see him bend too often throughout the series, when we do, he shows just how tactically sound and impressive he is. Iroh studied waterbending to learn how to redirect lightning. A skill he passed down to Zuko. Who in turn extended the knowledge to Avatar Aang.
If you let the energy in your own body flow, the lightning will follow it. You turn your opponent's energy against them.
That's like waterbending.
Which kinda saved him and surprised Ozai. He's a master at playing Paisho, which gives him a sharp mind.
You've changed our course for a stupid lotus tile?
See, you, like most people, underestimate its value.
He was known as the Dragon of the West for a reason.
Many have tried to break through it, but none have succeeded.
What about the Dragon of the West? He got in.
Technically, yes.
A name he got as a result of his unique ability to attack with the breath of fire. Let's not forget that he is one of the few outsider firebenders to have been deemed worthy by the Dragon Lords, Ran and Shaw.
Iroh was the last outsider to face the Masters. They deemed him worthy and passed the secret on to him as well.
The man purposely pretended to be insane so that he would be placed in a less secured prison facility. And when the time was right, the guy tore apart the steel of his cell with his bare hands. And he's not even an earthbender.
Where's my uncle?
He's gone. He busted himself out. I've never seen anything like it. He was like a one-man army.
Asides his bending prowess, Iroh had a very strong spiritual connection, as he could see spirits whenever they entered into the human world.
What's the problem?
Nothing.
Not to mention, he was the finest tea maker in Ba Sing Se.
How would you like to have your own tea shop?
My own tea shop? This is a dream come true.
And arguably of all time.
Who thought when we came to this city as refugees that I'd end up owning my own tea shop?
Finally, at number 1 is King Bumi. Bumi is above the rest for several reasons.
Hi, everybody!
The man is a classic example of don't judge a book by its cover.
We're trading a 2-year-old for a king. A powerful earth-bending king? It just doesn't seem like a fair trade, does it?
He also has the best feat out of any of the masters. He's one of the strongest earthbenders of his time. And the fact that this man looks better at 112 years of age compared to most 20-year-olds is insane.
I'd hope the Avatar would be less predictable.
Not only does he use unconventional methods of battle tactics, which makes him unpredictable, but he is able to casually defend himself from a couple firebenders who were empowered by Sozin's comet. He could bend earth while being restrained in a metal casket.
You could earthbend? All along?
Well, they didn't cover my face.
He could casually lift buildings like it's nothing and push a giant statue. From his facial expression alone, one can tell how heavy that statue really is. Did I even mention how Bumi can tunnel through the ground and turn earth into quicksand? Not to mention how he single-handedly took back his city in a matter of minutes.
What do you think you're doing?
Taking back my city. You've got no firepower, and it's payback time!
Granted, it was during the solar eclipse, yet it was still impressive. The only way anybody can beat Bumi is if there is no earth at all. Maybe they fight him on water.
Momo's mastered a few jings himself.
What's scary about him is that he doesn't even take things too serious most of the time, and he's still a freaking badass. So yeah, I say Bumi is the strongest member of the White Lotus.
Bumi, you're a mad genius.
Oh, hey, it's good to see you.
But I'd love to hear your thoughts. Let me know in the comments who you think is the strongest. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. It really goes a long way. So until next time, stay geeky.
Goodbye, everyone. Today, destiny is our friend. I know it.